Imagine dancing through a sea of color in India, tossing tomatoes in a wild Spanish food fight, or watching the sky light up with thousands of glowing lanterns in Taiwan. These are not just events, they're once-in-a-lifetime cultural explosions that redefine what it means to celebrate life. From the surreal sands of Burning Man to the soulful rituals of Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, these are the world's most extraordinary festivals you absolutely must experience before you die. So pack your bags, or at least your curiosity, because we're about to take you on a global tour of 10 mind-blowing festivals that will leave you speechless. Number 1. Rio Carnival, Brazil. Every year, the streets of Rio de Janeiro burst into a kaleidoscope of color, rhythm, and sheer joy as the city hosts one of the grandest spectacles on earth, the Rio Carnival. This world-famous festival isn't just a party. It's a cultural phenomenon that draws millions from across the globe, all eager to experience the magic of Brazil's most electrifying celebration. Over the centuries, African, indigenous, and European cultures blended, giving birth to the vibrant, soulful spectacle we see today. The heart of the carnival lies in its powerful expression of community and identity. At the center of the carnival's extravaganza is the Samba Parade at the Sambadrome, a purpose-built stadium where top samba schools compete in a dazzling display of artistry and choreography. Each samba school spends months designing elaborate costumes, building towering floats, and perfecting dance routines that reflect a chosen theme, often political, historical, or fantastical. When the moment comes, performers pour onto the avenue in a river of sequins and song, their every step synchronized with the hypnotic rhythms of live samba bands. It's not just a show, it's a fierce competition judged on creativity, precision, and passion. Beyond the Sambadrome, Rio pulses with life during Carnival Week. Street parties, known as blocos, spring up in every neighborhood, each with its own vibe, music style, and crowd. Some blocos attract hundreds, others draw millions. Costumes are encouraged, inhibitions are left at home, and the entire city becomes a stage. What makes these parties special is their inclusivity. Locals and tourists dance side by side, strangers become fast friends, and everyone is swept up in the collective euphoria that defines Rio Carnival. Rio Carnival is more than eye candy. It's a living museum of Brazil's diverse culture. It reflects a history shaped by colonization, migration, and resilience. To witness Rio Carnival is to stand at the epicenter of human expression. It's joyful, chaotic, emotional, and unforgettable. Whether you're dancing at a bloco, watching the parade in awe, or simply soaking in the atmosphere, the energy is infectious. Number 2. Hanami, Japan. Each spring, Japan transforms into a living watercolor as cherry blossoms or sakura sweep across the country in a fleeting but breathtaking display. This magical season is celebrated through an ancient tradition called Hanami, which means flower viewing. But Hanami is more than admiring blossoms. It's a poetic celebration of life, beauty, and impermanence. Hanami dates back over 1,000 years to the Heian period, when Japanese aristocrats would gather under blooming cherry trees to write poetry inspired by the ephemeral beauty of the blossoms. Over time, this once elite ritual spread to the general public, becoming one of Japan's most beloved seasonal customs. Today, Hanami is a national pastime. From bustling cities like Tokyo and Kyoto to tranquil countryside towns, people gather in parks, gardens, and temple grounds with friends and family, picnic blankets in hand, ready to revel under the pink and white canopy. Cherry blossoms bloom beautifully but briefly, usually lasting just 1 to 2 weeks. This short lifespan is central to their symbolism. In Japanese culture, sakura represent the transient nature of life, a concept known as mono no aware, the gentle sadness and appreciation for things that are temporary. Each petal, each breeze that carries them away, serves as a gentle reminder. Nothing lasts forever, so cherish the moment. Hanami isn't just a quiet moment of reflection. It's also a lively celebration. Parks fill with laughter, music, and the aroma of delicious food. Bento boxes overflow with seasonal treats, from sushi and tempura to sakura-themed sweets. Many people enjoy sake or plum wine, toasting to the beauty of spring and the joy of togetherness. After sunset, The mood shifts into something more magical during Yazakura, or nighttime Hanami. Hanami is a celebration of nature, but also a cultural lens into how Japan sees time, beauty, and life itself. It invites people to slow down, step outside, and appreciate the world not just for how it looks, but for how it makes us feel. Number 3. Burning Man, Black Rock Desert, USA. Once a year, in the vast emptiness of Nevada's Black Rock Desert, a city rises, not made of concrete or steel, but of art, fire, dust, and imagination. Welcome to Burning Man, one of the world's most surreal and transformative festivals, where the lines between art installation and life experience completely blur. But calling Burning Man a festival doesn't quite do it justice. It's more like a living experiment in radical self-expression, community, and creativity that lasts for a week, then vanishes without a trace. Burning Man is an annual gathering that began in 1986 on a San Francisco beach, when a small group burned a wooden effigy to mark the summer solstice. That simple act sparked something powerful. Fast forward to today, and over 70,000 people from around the world now converge in the desert to build Black Rock City, a temporary metropolis fueled by art, interaction, and shared values. At the heart of it all, a giant wooden figure, the man, that is set ablaze at the week's end in a fiery ritual that's as symbolic as it is spectacular. Imagine a place where there's no money, no cell service, and no spectators, only participants. Everyone who attends is encouraged to contribute something, whether it's a giant sculpture, a yoga session, a musical performance, or simply offering water to a stranger. Black Rock City is mapped like a clock, with theme camps, mutant vehicles, and art installations spread across its lunar-like terrain. From sunrise meditations to midnight dance raves under the stars, the city is alive 24/7. Burning Man is a canvas for massive interactive art. Towering sculptures, kinetic installations, and whimsical creations, the playa, some of which are set ablaze in dramatic fashion. Artists from around the globe spend months designing pieces just to watch them go up in flames, a raw metaphor for impermanence and transformation. But not all art burns. Burning Man isn't about escaping reality, it's about reimagining it. For many, it becomes a mirror, showing who they are when everything else is stripped away. No job titles, no social media, no societal expectations. Number 4. La Tomatina, Spain. Imagine standing in a narrow Spanish street, surrounded by thousands of people, all laughing, slipping, and hurling ripe tomatoes through the air like crimson snowballs. No, this isn't a dream or a wild food fight gone rogue. It's La Tomatina, the world's messiest and most joyful battle, held every August in the small town of Buñol, Spain. What began as a spontaneous act of rebellion has exploded into one of the globe's most iconic festivals, a riot of red, a celebration of absurdity, and a bucket list experience for thrill seekers worldwide. La Tomatina's history is as quirky as the festival itself. It all started in 1945, when a group of young people joined a local parade in Buñol and, in a moment of mischief, began pelting participants with tomatoes from a nearby market stall. The authorities tried to ban it for a few years, but the townspeople persisted, and in 1957, La Tomatina was officially recognized. Today, that spontaneous outburst has become a global phenomenon, attracting over 20,000 people to a town of just 9,000 residents. While it may look like chaos, La Tomatina is carefully orchestrated. The tomato throwing begins only after a key ritual. Someone must climb a greased pole to retrieve a Spanish ham perched at the top. From there, it's pure mayhem. For one glorious hour, participants launch over 100 metric tons of tomatoes at each other, turning the streets and themselves into a pulpy red blur. There are no winners or losers, only laughter, mess, and memories. La Tomatina isn't just a one-hour food fight. It's a week-long celebration. The days leading up to the main event are filled with parades, music, dancing, and community dinners featuring Spain's best local cuisine. Buñol transforms into a lively hub of festivity, where locals and tourists mingle over paella, raise a glass of sangria, and revel in the playful spirit that defines this unique tradition. La Tomatina isn't just about throwing tomatoes, it's about letting go. It's a rare opportunity to be completely silly, to laugh with strangers, to break the rules of everyday life in the best possible way. Number 5. Holi, India. Once a year, the air in India transforms into a swirling explosion of color. Streets become rivers of red, blue, yellow, and green. Music thumps, laughter echoes, and people, strangers and friends alike, chase each other with vibrant colors and water balloons. This is Holi, one of the most spirited, joyful, and beloved festivals in the world. More than just a celebration, Holi is a symbol of unity, renewal, and the victory of good over evil, all wrapped in a cloud of color and a sense of childlike freedom. While Holi is undeniably fun, it's also deeply meaningful. The colors represent the arrival of spring, a farewell to winter, and the blossoming of love, hope, and human connection. It's a time to forgive old grudges, reconnect with people, and start anew. In a country as diverse as India, Holi breaks social barriers. For one day, caste, age, and status fade away, replaced by a shared joy that brings people together in the most beautiful chaos imaginable. Though rooted in India, Holi's joy has gone global. Celebrations are now held in cities across the US, UK, Australia, and beyond, often hosted by Indian communities eager to share the magic. While they may lack the full flavor of Holi in India, the spirit remains the same: color, music, dance, and love. Holi isn't just a festival, it's a feeling. It's the heartbeat of a culture that knows how to find beauty in impermanence and connection in chaos. Number 6. Lantern Festival, Taiwan. Every year, in the misty mountains of Pingxi, Taiwan, a breathtaking spectacle lights up the night sky. Thousands of glowing lanterns drift upward like fireflies, each carrying handwritten wishes, dreams, and messages of hope. This is the Pingxi Lantern Festival, a magical blend of tradition, spirituality, and collective wonder. More than just a pretty scene, this festival is a soul-stirring experience that connects people with the sky, with each other, and with centuries of history. The Lantern Festival marks the end of the Lunar New Year celebrations. Historically, lanterns were used to signal safety in the region during times of unrest, a way for villagers to announce, "All is well." Over time, this custom evolved into something far more poetic, a moment for people to write down their hopes, prayers, and ambitions, and send them into the heavens. Today, visitors from around the world come to Pingxi to participate in this luminous ritual. As dusk falls, anticipation fills the air. The streets of Pingxi, normally serene and surrounded by lush forests, buzz with excitement. Locals and tourists gather around rice paper lanterns, carefully writing messages in black ink. Then, in a shared countdown, hundreds of lanterns are released into the night. The effect is spellbinding. The sky becomes a moving mosaic of orange and gold, each light a floating dream. The Pingxi Lantern Festival isn't just about sky lanterns. It's a celebration of Taiwanese culture, craftsmanship, and community. Around the town, you'll also find folk performances, traditional snacks, and cultural exhibitions that bring Taiwan's heritage to life. Number 7. Dia de los Muertos, Mexico. In most cultures, death is met with silence, mourning, and sorrow. But in Mexico, it's met with music, color, and celebration. Each year, from October 31st to November 2nd, families across the country come together to honor their departed loved ones in one of the most iconic and heartwarming traditions in the world: Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. Far from being spooky or somber, this holiday is a vibrant tribute to memory, heritage, and the unbreakable bond between the living and the dead. According to tradition, during these days, the souls of the deceased return to visit their families. In preparation, homes are transformed with ofrendas, altars decorated with photos, candles, marigold flowers, sugar skulls, and offerings like tamales, mole, pan de muerto, and the favorite drinks of the departed. These altars are not acts of grief but acts of love, filled with joy, warmth, and storytelling. Families gather to remember those who've passed, not with tears but with laughter, music, and their favorite foods. While Dia de los Muertos is celebrated privately in homes and in cemeteries, it's also a public explosion of color and creativity. Parades of skeleton-painted dancers and giant alabrije puppets. Despite its name, Dia de los Muertos is not about mourning. It's about remembering with joy. It teaches us to embrace death as a natural part of life, and to honor the people we've lost by continuing to live fully, with laughter, love, and connection. Number 8. Songkran, Thailand. Every April, the streets of Thailand transform into the world's largest water fight. Locals and tourists alike grab buckets, water guns, and even garden hoses to take part in Songkran. But Songkran is more than just fun in the sun. Beneath the soaking wet chaos lies a centuries-old tradition rooted in cleansing, renewal, and respect for elders. It's one of the most unique cultural experiences you can have. Held annually from April 13th to 15th, Songkran marks the start of the traditional Thai New Year. The name Songkran comes from a Sanskrit word meaning to move or to step forward, a symbolic fresh start as the sun shifts into a new zodiac sign. In Thai culture, water symbolizes purification. Originally, small amounts of water were poured gently over the hands of elders and Buddha statues to show respect and wash away misfortunes of the past year. Over time, this gentle custom evolved into a nationwide celebration of water, and now no one stays dry. Entire cities shut down. Streets are blocked off. Music pumps from every corner. Crowds dance, laugh, and spray water at everything that moves. In places like Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and Phuket, Songkran is an all-out party. Pickup trucks become mobile water tanks. Tourists and locals alike arm themselves with squirt guns the size of bazookas. It's impossible to walk outside without getting drenched. Still, the festival maintains its traditional charm. Early mornings begin with merit-making at temples, offering food to monks, and pouring scented water over Buddha statues. Number 9. Chinese New Year, China. When winter begins to fade and red lanterns bloom across cities and villages alike, you know something big is coming. In China, that something is Chinese New Year, also known as Spring Festival, the most important and widely celebrated holiday in the country. It's a time when the past is honored, the future is welcomed with hope, and nearly 1.4 billion people pause to reunite. With ancient traditions, dazzling festivities, and deep family values, Chinese New Year is a celebration like no other. Chinese New Year follows the lunar calendar, beginning on the first new moon of the year, usually between late January and mid-February. Each year is represented by one of the 12 zodiac animals, and each animal is believed to influence the year's fortune, personality traits, and energy. The celebration lasts 15 days, ending with the Lantern Festival, but the excitement begins weeks earlier. The final day of Chinese New Year is crowned with the Lantern Festival, a breathtaking evening when cities glow with red and gold lanterns, often bearing poems, riddles, and well wishes. In some regions, lion dances, dragon parades, and fireworks mark the end of the holiday with energy and spectacle. Children enjoy sweet rice dumplings, which symbolize family unity and completeness. While its roots are in China, Chinese New Year is now celebrated worldwide. In Chinatowns, homes, and cities from New York to Sydney, drawing people of all backgrounds into its warm, welcoming traditions. Number 10. Diwali, India. When the autumn sky turns a deep velvet blue and millions of flickering lamps illuminate doorways, streets, and hearts alike, you know Diwali has arrived. Known as the Festival of Lights, Diwali is one of India's most vibrant and beloved celebrations, a 5-day explosion of color, culture, and joy. It's not just a festival, it's a feeling. One that lights up homes, reconnects families, and symbolizes the eternal triumph of light over darkness, good over evil, and hope over despair. Diwali's origins are rooted in ancient Hindu mythology. The most well-known legend tells of Lord Rama's return to Ayodhya after 14 years in exile, and his victory over the demon king Ravana. To celebrate his homecoming, the people lit oil lamps or diyas throughout the city, creating a sea of light that banished the darkness. Other traditions link Diwali to the worship of goddess Lakshmi, the deity of wealth and prosperity. While Diwali is deeply spiritual, it's also beautifully social. It brings together friends, neighbors, and even strangers in a collective celebration of light and love. Gifting sweets, sharing meals, and opening doors to others are essential parts of the celebration. Though its roots lie in India, Diwali is celebrated across the globe. In Nepal, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Fiji, South Africa, the UK, the US, and beyond, Diwali is more than a festival. It's a celebration of what makes us human. And that wraps up our journey through some of the world's most incredible and colorful festivals, from the fiery streets of Brazil's Rio Carnival to the glowing skies of Pingxi, the vibrant holy powders of India, to the soulful lights of Diwali and beyond. If you enjoyed this global celebration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a trip around the world with us. Which festival would you love to experience in person? Drop your answer in the comments.